Hi, I'm Hannah Cruz at the Church Musician's Assistant. This is day 4 of our 6-day challenge to write a choral descant with a keyboard accompaniment to a hymn of your choosing. So we are using Eventide in this video as an example, and so far we have assessed the hymn, we have labeled our chords, we have envisioned our descant, and today we're going to work on materializing our descant. In other words, actually writing out some of these notes. That's the goal, right? So join me in writing the first phrase of our descant together. We're going to start with our first note and follow the trajectory that we drew out. So starting with the G, and then we want to go up, right? And remember those chords we wrote out? This is the time to use those. So how about a B flat here? And then we'll move up somehow. How about an E flat? Okay, that's in the C minor chord. We're staying pretty stagnant here, so let's keep the E flat. E flat works there as well. And then we go down to a D, back to an E flat, perhaps an F here. Okay, and then we want kind of more movement, more forward direction in this measure. So you can actually use notes that aren't in the chords as well, particularly if they are suspensions, anticipations, or tertian harmonies, meaning extended thirds in either direction of the root. So what if we use a suspension here? We'll hang over from this F, hold that over, and then we'll drop down maybe to, how about a D, and then finally we get to the E flat, come down perhaps to the B flat. Okay, and then this next measure, the first chord of that is E flat as well, so let's stop on the B flat. A couple additional tips while you're doing this. So it's really nice to have contrast in your descant. So you can contrast direction, right? Contrary motion, that can be nice. Also consider the speed at which the melody is moving and try to contrast that when you can in the descant. So if you have a slow note in the melody, consider perhaps speeding up the descant just to drive that measure forward. Along those lines, craft the ends of your phrases, particularly the stagnant ones that are, you're holding long notes. Craft those to really pull the congregation into the next measure, either harmonically or with the motion of the descant. Like I was saying earlier, you can use just chord tones if you want, or experiment with adding non-chord tones such as tertian, harmonies, suspensions, anticipations, and of course passing tones are always acceptable. Avoid parallels, particularly perfect fourths, fifths, and octaves when you can, unless that's the sound you're going for, unless, maybe you want it to sound Gregorian or something like that. So those are just a few tips to think about as you're doing this. When you're ready, complete this process for all of the following phrases as well. So basically complete a rough draft of your descant today. Try not to overthink it. Remember, you can always come back and tweak this. We've still got to work on our accompaniment, so things could change. Don't get too attached or concerned about what you write today. Awesome work so far. We have only got 2 more steps or days left in this process of writing your very own descant with a keyboard accompaniment. So I hope you're proud of what you have done so far. If you are enjoying this 6-day challenge up to this point and you're finding it helpful, then I think a course that I'm about to put out on creative hymn playing would be very beneficial to you as well. I'm working on this course, which is going to be quite extensive, quite large. It will cover all kinds of technique and philosophy and methodology around creative hymn playing for organists, for directors, for keyboardists. And that's going to be available on at the Church Musician's Assistant in just a couple of weeks. You can actually pre-register for the course, and I will put that link in the comments below. If you pre-register for it, you get like a super discounted price, whereas the price will go up once I launch it in a couple weeks. So I highly recommend pre-registering for that, because I think if you've enjoyed this program, you're really going to love that course. Okay, so now take a break, and I will see you tomorrow as we complete this challenge. Bye.